guys, we are back with another episode of The Breakfast Club. We are on episode 7. Your friendship with Andrew is put to the test when Larry Lester, the kid he once bullied, returns to school looking for an apology. We're in episode 7, guys. We are over halfway through, or we're at the halfway point. But when we finish this, we will be over halfway through, and I am really excited. So let's get started. I was going to say, I know some people said in the comments that they didn't get the gem option. And when I do, I've never actually gotten more than 3. It's let me watch more videos, but I think I've only actually gotten the 3. Let me know if you guys have the ads and how many gems you were able to get. Like, I could still go watch the videos, but I've only gotten 3 of the gems. All right, you, Brian, and Bender sit across from Vernon's desk in cold silence. Yeah! Forgot we were in trouble. Vernon flips through your files, letting the tension mount before speaking. Fresh out of detention, and you're already fighting in the schoolyard. That's a prolific week, even for you, Bender. Are you all actively trying to make a fool out of me? Why is he taking this so personal? Never, sir. You do that well enough on your own. Vernon's about to let Bender have it when you cut him off. Sir, can we go straight to the punishments? Yeah, I have an exam tomorrow, sir. And I'd really like time to brush up on the material. Quit the Pollyanna act, Johnson. I read that giant middle finger of an essay you wrote in detention. Let me guess. The noms de plume. You're the self-styled brain. John Bender, the criminal. Vernon shifts focus to you. Last but not least, the so-called rebel. That's right. Vernon chuckles and shakes his head. At least you're aware of your stupidity. But keep it up and you'll go nowhere fast. Vernon picks up Brian's file, the thinnest of the 3 folders on his desk. Brian gulps. Hanging with Bender and Smith has done a number on you, Johnson. Your supposed friends are destroying your promising future. With black marks all over your record, defend Brian, defend Bender, defend yourself. I don't even know why we would defend Brian, but I don't want him thinking something. I guess we just always take the Bender choice? I don't know. We're gonna go with Bender. Hang on a minute, Mr. Vernon. That's unfair. Vernon's eyes widen in disbelief. You come into my house and interrupt me? I'd throw your ass out of here, but I'm dying to hear what you have to say. You can't blame Bender for what Brian did. So it's a wild coincidence. Johnson's first fight is shoulder to shoulder with the criminal. And Bender stepped into that fight to help us. If anything, you should be calling him a hero. The John Bender I know doesn't stop fights, but he sure tries to start them. You lean back in your chair in frustration. You look over to Bender and mouth, I tried. Bender shrugs but gives a grateful nod. Meanwhile, Brian crosses his arms and rolls his eyes at you. He's mad. Vernon puts down Brian's file and picks up yours. You may have only been here a few days, Bailey, but there's a clear pattern emerging. You and Bender are running a parallel track. And just like your buddy here, I'm giving you another Saturday detention. Another detention? And if the rest of your little Breakfast Club pals don't watch themselves, they'll be joining you too. No, we just play nice. I'll do whatever it takes to stay on the right side of the law here. If that means another detention, I'm okay with that. Johnson, Bender, get out of my office. Bailey, and I need some alone time. Hopefully this doesn't get weird. Brian hustles out the door, but Bender lingers. Listen, Dick. Just because your old man didn't hug you enough, doesn't mean you can take it out on Bailey. I said beat it. Don't make me yell at you twice. No, don't make me tell you twice. Sorry, guys. Bender huffs, but you give him a pleading look, and he backs out of the room. Vernon flinches as Bender slams the door shut behind him. He leans across his desk and stares you dead in the eye. You're a real goody two-shoes, aren't you? Cut the act. It's just the two of us. It's not an act, Mr. Vernon. Hard to believe. But Johnson has turned you into even more of a kiss-ass. Vernon angrily taps on your school file. What is his problem? Better get your act together quick, or your days in my school are numbered. Am I clear? Yes, sir. You're clear. Vernon puffs out his chest. That's more like it. Vernon sinks back in his chair and gathers up your files. All right, now get out of here. You scramble to your feet and grab your bag. As you leave the office, Vernon bellows out. Looking forward to Saturday more and more every minute, Bailey. I don't even get what? You storm away from Vernon's office and find Brian and Bender waiting for you in the hall. Bender dramatically clutches his heart. Ah, my hero. Yeah, knock it off. I'm just glad somebody had my back. Yeah, way to have Bender's back in there. Even after all the shit I've been through? Sorry, Brian, but Bender's the one who swooped in to save us, to help us. He deserves to have somebody in his corner. Like, Brian was the one just flipping out with and broke the vase in the first place. Well, he didn't purposely break it, but just, Brian grumbles under his breath but nods. I guess. So, what the hell did Dick say to you in there? He says my days are numbered if I don't watch myself. This is my last chance to get my act together. Bender shakes his head. Fuck that guy. I concur. Fuck that guy. Bender gets a fiery look in his eyes. You want me to throw a cherry bomb in his tailpipe? God, I hope you're talking about his car. You laugh and shake your head. I don't get how pissing Vernon off is going to solve my problem. But thanks for the offer all the same. You and Bender share a smile. You look up at the wall clock. Crap, it's already 4:30. My grandfather's probably pacing the kitchen waiting to lecture me. How'd it get so late? My parents must be freaking out. I'm sure they're printing your face on milk cartons as we speak. Hey, that only happened the one time. You say your goodbyes and hurry back to your grandfather's house. The morning sun fills your room with soft light. Oh, look at our room. You feel fresh and rejuvenated to begin the new day until a fist bangs on your door and your grandfather pops his head into your room. Hey, lazy bones, you overslept. You leap out of bed and stumble to your closet. Sorry, Grandpa, I'm up. You know, when I was your age, if I overslept, the chickens didn't get fed. Which meant no eggs, which meant no breakfast, which meant no energy to plow the field, which meant, I get it. Fine, your car's leaving in 5. The door clicks shut as he exits. You stare at the jumble of clothes hanging in your closet. You could dress like normal or put in some extra effort to class yourself up. First and foremost, I gotta stay on Vernon's good side. And the best way to do that is go full yuppie. You shuffle through the hangers and reach for a polished, preppy outfit your grandfather gave you for your birthday. This'll impress for sure. And of course we gotta pay for it. Well, I don't wanna wear that, but I feel like, is this gonna affect things with Andrew? Because this is an Andrew-centric story. But I just like getting new clothes, guys. And then what if we don't have enough for the next, like a next choice? We'll just see. We'll just go classy. A fresh start at Shermer calls for a fresh look. I'm ready for anything that comes my way. Just as you finish the last touches to your clothes, your grandfather pops his head back into the room. Made you breakfast to go. Lucky for you, the chickens didn't need feeding this morning. You spin around and show your grandfather your look. Hey, Grandpa, how do you like the new outfit? Your grandfather straightens up and smiles. Excuse me, miss, have you seen that rascally grandchild of mine? You try to roll your eyes but can't help smiling. Come on, Grandpa, it's me. My stars, Bailey, is that really you? Thought I'd wander into the Shermer Yacht Club. Enough dilly-dallying. We better get a move on or you'll be late. Right, I'm ready. You and your grandfather rush to his car and speed off to school. You burst through the entrance of Shermer High with minutes to spare. As you walk toward your locker, you turn a corner and run straight into Vernon. He takes a step back and nods. Looking sharp this morning, Bailey. You may not be a model citizen, but at least you're starting to look like one. Happy you approve, sir. Maybe there's hope for you yet. All right, quit loitering and get a move on. Don't forget, I'll be keeping an eye on you. Thanks for the warning. Again. You slip past him and continue to your locker. An unfamiliar, anxious-looking boy is rifling through the locker next to yours. He appears to be another new student. Hey. The boy spins around looking startled. Sorry to scare you, I just wanted to say hi. I'm Bailey. I'm new here too. I'm not new. He slams his locker shut. I'm Larry, and I was just out sick. Wait, Larry Lester, the guy who Andrew... You clap your mouth shut, but it's too late. Larry clenches his teeth. It's bad enough that prick humiliates me. Now he's bragging about it to the new kid. Sorry to upset you. Look on the bright side. Andrew isn't bragging about what happened. He's actually wrecked with guilt, a total mess. Huh. That dumb ox doesn't have a sympathetic bone in his body. I know, Andrew, and I know that's not true. Well, where was all that guilt when he was wailing on me? It's buried in there, but it's there. Promise. But listen, if there's anything you need, just give me a shout. Larry thinks for a moment, then looks at the floor. I just want Andrew to apologize, or else I'm transferring schools. Larry, trust me, it's no picnic changing schools in the middle of the year. Andrew would be crushed if that happened. Yeah, that's sort of the idea. But if he says he's sorry, his friends might finally leave me alone. It might help Andrew get over his guilt, too. Since you're friends with him and all, you think you could get him to apologize to me? No promises. Andrew's not a puppet, Larry, and I'm not a puppeteer. I might be able to get you two in the same room, but I can't control what comes out of his mouth. Well, getting us in the same room is a start at least. Just then, a loud cluster of wrestlers cross your path. Stubby elbows Rogers and points at Larry. Hey, it looks like Lester the molester's been released back into the wild. Hey, Larry, how's your ass? I do not like Rogers or Stubby. They double over in laughter as Larry goes red. You spot Andrew trailing behind them with his head down. While he's not joining in the laughter, he's not doing anything to stop it. What? I hate these kids, man. Should we call out Andrew? Hey, Andy, Larry's back. Andrew eyes you and Larry, then looks away and nudges Roger's arm. Hey, you guys gotten a load of those new cheerleading uniforms? No way. Where'd you see them? Follow me to the girls' locker room if you want a little sneak peek. Andrew shepherds the jocks away from you and Larry. See, Larry? Andrew's not so bad. Yeah, but if he hadn't said anything, they'd still be torturing me. Until Andrew mans up enough to say he's sorry, I'm not forgiving him. I don't blame you. Larry hikes up his book bag and stomps away. With Larry and the jocks out of sight, you can finally get to your locker. As you open it, a folded up note falls out and lands at your feet. You pick it up and unfold it to discover it's from Bender! He must have slipped into my locker this morning. He asked you to skip study hall to meet at Dante's Inferno, the off-campus record store, for some private time. I could go for a little daytime romance. And maybe he'll have an idea about how to help Larry. Alright, screw study hall. You stuff the note in your bag and head outside. Your mind is racing and heart pounding in anticipation of seeing Bender. You enter Dante's, a dusty yet cozy record shop, to meet Bender, but it looks like you arrived before him. If he asked you to meet him here, he must be a pretty big music fan. You decide to pick out a record as a gift to surprise him before he arrives. Which genre will you pick for Bender's gift? What is new wave? Pop? Definitely not pop. Maybe heavy metal? Let's try heavy metal. You head to the heavy metal section and flip through the stacks of intense-looking vinyl. The hairs on your neck prickle as you sense someone leaning over your shoulder. And then have you pegged as a metalhead? John. You spin around and face him with we're not back, but we're on John now. It's no longer Bender. He scared the crap out of me. I have a habit of doing that to people. Well, just so you know, I'm not in here for me. I was trying to surprise you with a record, but you caught me red-handed. A smile creeps across Bender's lips. You, Bailey, are an excellent judge of character and taste. Yeah, something told me you dig heavy metal. Thanks for your note. It brightened my otherwise crappy morning. I'm just happy I didn't get stood up. I was almost worried you wouldn't show. Well, looks like you had nothing to worry about, did you? You're so cute together. Speaking of looks, Bender grins and teases you with a Valley Girl accent. Somebody's been, shopping. Yeah, shopping deep in the back of my closet. You laugh and twirl around to show off your new outfit. Don't leave me hanging. What do you think? You on your last load of laundry or something? Yeah, I was fresh out of flannels and fingerless gloves. Touché. But really, you look pretty good. Well, I, for one, am thrilled we're getting a little private time together. I totally agree. This was a pretty clever idea, Bender. You step a little closer and brush your fingers against his. It's also our first time out together in public. So you're keeping track? Things are moving pretty fast, aren't they? I don't mind in the slightest. That makes two of us. Bender smiles and you stare into each other's eyes. He blurts out a nervous laugh and looks up at the ceiling. Get physical, compliment him, make him laugh. You step closer to Bender and lightly squeeze his arm. Hey, we don't have to do any talking, you know. Bender grins and pulls you in even closer. Now there's an idea. Bender wraps his arm around your waist and pulls you even why are you making out in the record store? Since when did you get so feisty? I don't know. Maybe you're starting to rub off on me. Don't tempt me. He gives a mischievous grin as you laugh. The two of you browse through the new vinyl bin in comfortable silence. Then, not to kill the mood, but I ran into Claire this morning. Oh boy, how'd that go? She hightailed it away from me, and this fell out of her bag. Bender pulls out a folded sheet of lined paper from his pocket. It's a letter she wrote to that kid who got his ass taped together by Clark. Larry Lester? Why would she write to him? Claire and Larry were tight until middle school, and she ditched him to join the bimbo crowd. Poor Larry's been through the ringer. Yeah, well, he can join the club. Anyway, since your locker's next to his, maybe you could put Claire's note in there? Knowing that Claire cares about him might convince Larry not to transfer. You take Claire's letter just as the door chime tinkle. A gaggle of crowd of grown-ups bustles inside. Maybe we should go. You go ahead. I'm gonna check out the sales rack. I'll leave him with a kiss. Hope you find some good headbangers. You wrap your hand around the back of Bender's neck and kiss him. Bender presses his forehead against yours. You little horn dog, you. Hold your horses, buddy. It's just a parting gift. And to think, I didn't get you anything. Bender runs a hand through your hair. So, does making out in public now make us official? I guess it does. You squeeze his hand before saying goodbye. As you head back to school, your head is swimming in the clouds. Yes. Later that morning, you're back in the busy hallways as you trek to your next class. You return to your locker where Larry is struggling in vain to close his overstuffed locker. Stupid, tiny locker. He manages to close it and stands back. The locker pops open again, spilling his stuff onto the floor. Perfect, just perfect. Larry sighs and winces as he bends over, still healing from the Andrew butt taping incident. Offer to help. Hey, you want me to grab that for you? No thanks. I don't want pity. No pity, just lending a hand. Fine then, go ahead. You swoop down and pick up the book with ease. Thanks. Larry manages to successfully push the book into his precariously stacked locker. Larry sighs. I appreciate the help. But if you're looking for a new friend, you're barking up the wrong tree. The principal already approved me to transfer at the end of the week. It bites that you're leaving. More people here care about you than you think. You press Claire's letter into Larry's hands. Larry skims the note in disbelief. Is this some sick joke? He trails off as he squints and pulls the note close to his face. Wait, that's Claire's autograph. I recognize it from all my grade school yearbooks. Larry carefully folds the letter and smiles. So, what do you think? I don't know how you got this, but I'm happy you did. Maybe I'll give transferring a second thought. You go your separate ways and head to your next class. You slump down in your desk in the back of your history classroom. Andrew sits nearby, anxiously tapping a pencil on his desk. Vernon skims your teacher's plan book. So, King George, nasty guy, crazy to boot. Tried to tell Americans to pay his taxes, but Washington told George pantalooned ass to shove it. Vernon flips through the lesson plan and finally tosses it over his shoulder. The students murmur quietly to each other. Why are we wasting time forcing kids to learn this crap? Here's a lesson for you. Nobody in the real world gives two shits about the Revolutionary War. You should be learning how to open a checking account, how to fix a blown fuse, how to put snow tires on the car, so when you're driving to Grandma's on Christmas Eve, you don't hit a patch of black ice and send your screaming family sailing off a highway overpass. What is wrong with him? We're gonna stay quiet. You smile to yourself and fold your arms across your chest. You want to see how long Vernon will go on embarrassing himself. Undertakers, now there's a lucrative job skill. Your generation's gonna drive mine to an early grave. Hopefully. The comment slips from your mouth without warning. Vernon whips around and points straight at you. I know that was you, Bailey. You find my premature demising amusing? No, I just remembered something funny I read earlier. Vernon eyes your outfit and up and down. I'm gonna forget about this on account of your effort to clean up. Woo-hoo. Thank goodness, but consider yourself lucky. Before Vernon really lays into you, he's interrupted by a commotion in the hallway. Uh-oh. You crane your neck to peer out the door window and see Bender pounding on a faulty water fountain. Vernon's lips curl into a smile. Excuse me, class. I've got some business to take care of. Sir, what should we do while you're gone? Do the reading or something, Clark. Vernon practically skips into the hallway and shuts the door behind him. Asshole. You turn around and see Andrew sink down into his seat. You lower your voice so that the rest of your classmates don't listen in. So, I met that kid Larry Lester today. Yeah, I noticed. Andrew squirms in his seat and shifts away from you. Larry told me he's going to transfer to a new school. Because of me? Because of what you did to him, yeah. Andrew crosses his arms and stares up at the ceiling. That's rough, man. I feel bad for the guy. He said he'd consider staying if you apologized to him. Apologize? Heads turn toward Andrew as his voice cuts through the quiet room. He leans across his desk and lowers his voice to a whisper. I don't know if I can face him. Maybe it's better for everyone if he leaves. What? That way we can both avoid each other and just move past this. Do the right thing, man. I think an apology would make you both feel a lot better. And changing schools is not going to be easy for a guy like Larry. It was hard enough for me. How do you say sorry for something like that? For something like what I did? Even if I said I did, the guys would never let me hear the end of it. Who cares what they think? Trying to impress them got you into this mess to begin with. Andrew nods. Yeah, maybe I should just man up and talk to Larry. Before Andrew gives you a definitive answer, Vernon throws the door open and strides into the classroom. Sorry for the delay, I just had to take care of some trash. Seems like John Bender thought it'd be funny to try some precursive maintenance on our drinking fountain. You'd all do well to stay away from that punk. He points straight in your direction. Especially you. Let's get back to it. Oh, and Bailey, if you think of any more funny stuff you read, share it with the class. Vernon clears his throat. Now where were we? Oh yeah, snow tires. You enter the lunchroom debating whether you should eat your Salisbury steak or use it as a hockey puck. You spot Larry eating alone at an empty table, looking pretty glum. Across the room, you see Claire sitting with Becky in the middle of an intense argument. Claire catches your eye and seems to be urging you to come help her. You need to decide where to sit. Oh, we haven't really spent any time with Claire. But I feel so bad for Larry by himself. This is a hard decision. Well, and then we haven't talked to Claire since the whole Bender thing. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see what. We haven't done anything with Claire. Hey guys. You interrupt Claire and Becky's conversation. Claire looks up and scoots away from Becky to make space for you. Bailey, join us? For sure. As soon as you sit, Becky scoffs and slowly rises to her feet. Sounds like a blast, but I gotta run. Becky brushes past you and toddles away. Gag me with a spoon. What were you two going on about? Oh, she's just complaining about the detention weirdos I've been hanging around again. Glad you stepped in when you did. I was about to say something regrettable. I appreciate your interruption, but I'm not exactly feeling all warm and fuzzy towards you yet. Is this about me and Bender? Gee, how'd you guess? I get that. But I Can we call a truce for a few minutes? There's something more important I want to talk about. Claire straightens and takes a small bite of her salad. All right, but just for a few minutes. I want to talk about Larry. Claire puts down her fork and looks wistfully over at Larry. Poor guy, he looks so lonely. I gave him the letter you wrote. And he was pretty stoked about it, but he's still considering leaving the school. That's such a shame. The two of us were so close. I just don't know what happened. How about we go over and sit with them? That's a great idea. You grab your lunch trays and Claire follows you to Larry's table. Room for two more? Larry nearly chokes in surprise. Claire, hey! And hi again, Bailey. He clears some clutter off the table. Like, how much trash does this guy have? You both sit beside him. I heard you're leaving Shermer? You heard right. I'm so sorry to hear that. I appreciate you saying that, but you don't need to waste your time. I'll be gone in a few days. I hope my letter would have convinced you to stay. It was a terrific letter, Claire. I'm going to keep it with me for a long time. But it's too little too late. The squeak of fast approaching tennis shoes catches your attention. Hey, Bailey, can I talk to... Andrew notices Larry and Pell slowly backing off. Did I leave the oven on? Quit being a chicken. You should talk. Larry, Andrew, I think you two should talk. Andrew tries to walk away. I think I left my locker open. I can wait. This is important. Larry was just saying he wanted to ask you something. I do? You elbow his side. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay, I'll sit. Larry holds himself in a protective hug as Andrew slides into the seat next to you. Andrew grips the edge of the table and steels himself. It's okay, Andrew, you've got this. Larry, I'm sorry for what I did to you. I jumped you to impress my friends, impress my dad, and you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. It's not much, but I just wanted you to know how awful I feel. I hope someday you'll forgive me. I do forgive you and want to say thanks for the apology. Thanks, Bailey, for pushing me to face you. Thank Bailey for pushing me to face you. Hey, you did that speech all on your own, Andy. Andrew grins and motions to Larry. Hey, Larry, I'm going to the pop machine. You want to come? My treat. I hope they got orange soda. Andrew's jock buddies grow rowdy with laughter as they watch from a distance. Andrew ignores them and leaves the cafeteria side by side with Larry. Oh, you're about to leave the table when out the corner of your eye, you catch sight of someone barreling toward your table. Becky marches straight to Claire, who has been sitting in stunned silence watching the Larry drama unfold. Becky hooks a hand around her arm, startling her. Claire, a word? Okay, I guess. Becky pulls her away to the far side of the cafeteria. After they exchange a few words, Claire suddenly goes quiet. Becky turns away and walks off with her head held high. Claire returns to her table looking shaken, her eyes full of tears. What? Bailey, I can't be friends with you anymore. This is goodbye. Permanently. What? What did that girl say? Okay, we chose to defend Bender, we skipped out on study hall, and we made things official with Bender. We refused to try and get Andrew to apologize to Larry, but we convinced Andrew to apologize to Larry. And we chose to sit with sit with Claire at lunch. Not bad. What do you guys think of this one? It wasn't as good as the last one, but like real good sweet scenes with Bender So I like that. Episode 8, Claire's feeling peer pressure to distance herself from the Breakfast Club, but when you discover one of her friends is planning to ruin Claire's reputation, you must decide how to stop it. Oh, that sounds actually like a good one. So far, I like that I don't know. I felt like the Brian situation, like, if I don't know if we're like gonna address each person's like situation. Like, I feel like with the Brian and the bully thing, that I don't know if we necessarily like came out like, oh, we did real good by Brian. And it was just mainly because I didn't like how Brian was like becoming a love interest. But the thing with Andrew, like, I feel like it's just friends. There's no pressure, and I'm really happy that he apologized to that guy. I hope that whatever's gonna happen with Claire, that it's a good ending with that too. But all right, guys, the next one will be 8 out of 12, and that is only like what, 4 more episodes. I can't wait to see how this ends. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all next time.